They been cramping my style all week. Craving chocolate trees, checking pants, checking seeds, sipping herbal tea and fight for menstrual equity. Sheesh, man, I kick cramps at, kick cramps at. Now tuned in to the Kick Cramps Ass podcast with your host, Brittany Walker, advocating for menstrual equity, period poverty, and womb wellness. New episodes on Menstruation Mondays.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Kick Cramps Ass podcast, where I'm your host, Brittany Walker, and you've made it to episode 9, where we're talking about embodying your menstrual cycle. We're so excited about today. We're going to have a guest speaker on, and we're going to bring her on in just a little bit, but her name is Vianey Blades with Embodied Cyclical Wellness. All right, guys. Now, you remember May is Menstruation Month, and Menstruation Hygiene Day is also on May 28th. So we're so excited about May. It's all about menstrual education and bringing more light to menstrual equity, period poverty, and how we can acquire optimal womb wellness. Now, today is Monday, May 6, 2024. And you know, we like to kick off each episode with the I am power statement. I representing inspiration, A representing affirmations, and M representing manifestations. And the I am power statement for today is, I am comprehending how essential it is to move the body in an effort to enhance my menstruation journey. Ashe. So there it is. So just to give you a little heads up, guys, we're going to be talking about moving that body and what it does for our cycle. All right. And then, you know, we also like to give a quote of the day. And today's is, physical fitness is not only one of the most important keys to a healthy body, but it is the basic of dynamic and creative intellectual activity. And that's by John F. Kennedy. Shout out to JFK. All right, guys, you know, we always have our tea of the day in our Kick Cramps Ass cup. You know, we're always sipping on our cramp elixir. So we're going to take a quick break, enjoy this commercial, and we'll be right back. Have you tried our bestseller, the Cramp Elixir? It's our herbal tea blend designed to reduce and eliminate menstrual cramps, PMS symptoms, and other uterine health issues that are hindering your day-to-day progress. Our elixir may decrease inflammation, reduce stress and anxiety, regulate blood flow, balance your mood, and it can kick cramps ass. It includes a variety of herbs, including hibiscus, red raspberry leaf, calendula, motherwort, ashwagandha, plus more. Head over to kickcrampsass.org and grab yours today. Now, back to the show. All right, guys. Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed the commercial. Don't forget to use your discount code 15% off with Welcome 15 once you subscribe to our website, and you can get your Kick Cramps Ass Cramp Elixir right to the front steps of your door. So we're so excited about today's episode. Again, embodying your menstrual cycle. We are going to have our amazing guest today, Vianey Blades. So she is a certified exercise physiologist and menstrual cycle embodiment mentor. She is the face of Embodied Cyclical Wellness and brings a passionate, sensual, and empowering perspective to women's health. Vianey combines her advanced academic knowledge in exercise physiology with the rich ancestral Mayan wisdom from her homeland of Belize. Hey, come on, Central America. She provides a unique blend of modern knowledge and wisdom that enables her to offer services to her community that are holistic and transformative. Now, Vianey uses her love for dancing and knowledge on the physiology of movement to promote and encourage women to move their bodies in a way that reconnects them with their body's wisdom, joy, and attunement to each phase of the menstrual cycle. Come on, everybody. Let's welcome Vianey Blades to our podcast for today. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me, Brittany. It's such a joy to be here with you.
Gratitude for taking time out of your busy schedule to come on today. And we're going to definitely educate everybody on the importance of embodying your menstrual cycle. So, what does this organization do? Tell us more about who you're the face of.
Sure. So, Embodied Cyclical Wellness is a new company in the state of Georgia, but we serve people all around the world. So, what we basically do is teach menstruators and those who are families of menstruators or supporters of menstruators the importance of menstrual education, advocacy for self, and
Mhm.
body literacy through understanding the in-depth ways of how much your menstrual cycles really affects every facet of our lives. And we do that by doing educational content on social media. We're going to be doing some more stuff online in the future, and also through our dance membership and really bringing the power of movement into their attunement to their bodies and learning how to flow through the different phases through your dance experience. So, yeah, that's pretty much what we do.
I love that. That is so important for us to move our bodies and get to flowing and moving, and also tapping into like your divine femininity, knowing your sensuality, knowing the power in that.
Yes, yes, it
So
does.
we definitely want to. Yes, absolutely. Now, may you please tell us more about why you advocate for menstrual education, body literacy, and positive lifestyle habits?
Oh, this question is so important to me because I feel like my life is a testament to this work and how healing just being an advocate for change on a cellular level can be. It
Yeah.
started off with me really doing the healing work in expressing my voice and releasing the shame and stigma surrounding my own experience with beginning to embrace and love the fact that I'm a menstruator and that I have a different experience of life because of that. And slowly starting to open up with the people in my community, and then seeing that I had the beautiful opportunity to work with this company and share it on a larger scale. And I just see the value in it. I see how much it can ripple out into our communities when you just have one woman, one sister, one menstruator that stands up and says, "Hey, I think something needs to change here. And if I see how beneficial it is for me
Yeah.
to be in my sovereignty and to feel empowered in that, I want to share this with you too." So that's the foundation of it. That's why I see it so important. And you can see in the ways people respond or they ask certain questions. And the minute it sparks curiosity from the status quo, that's already the
Mhm.
gift of advocacy itself. Hmm.
Absolutely, absolutely. That was such a beautiful answer. And I love everything that you're doing and what you're passionate about. I've been following you for a year now. And like each time I see a dance move, and I'm like, hey, let's get into it. Like it's just the energy that you exude through your content. It just gives me life because I feel like every day you need to be doing some type of movement. So we appreciate you for bringing that education and your own power on how to empower the rest of us.
Mm.
Can you tell us more about how sensuality aligns with women's health?
Yeah. Oh, I love talking about centrality. It lights me up. Like every time I get this question, it's like people they get really inquisitive when they hear like, what does sensuality actually have to do with our cycles? And my answer is everything. Everything. And but I do want to start off by sharing like we
Mhm.
do have a very limited scope of, or most people do, of when they hear the word sensuality and they immediately correlate it to having a sexual experience. And in my work, I try to teach the women that I support that yes, that's a component of it, but your sensuality and your sensual experiences are expansive. They extend far out beyond just what happens in the lovemaking session or when you're intimate with a partner. And I'll give you an example of that. You drinking your tea in this moment is a sensual experience. The only difference with that being a regular
Right.
thing that you do is bringing your presence and your awareness into that moment. That's it. And it starts off with little things like that. And so incorporating that into dancing can be really healing for the body. It's a somatic experience. It's you bringing all of your senses alive into the present moment, and it supports our emotional regulation. It supports our
Mm-hmm.
bodies because when we're present, we have less of a tendency to be anxious. And so that creates more of a stress relieving factor in the body. You know, if you want to talk about the physiology and how that connects to physically our physiology, well, I'll bring that in. So when we're present in the moment, there are two
Yes.
things that happens. First of all, you're going to start seeing a reduction in your heart rate, right? So you're very present, your heart rate starts slowing down because your breathing changes and you're becoming more conscious of your breath, even if you're dancing, right? From there, because the body is in a more softened, relaxed state, your cortisol levels start to decrease. And if you are a menstrual advocate or you're in this field or you're learning anything about it, girl, we all know, like, we're all observing our, it's like, make sure the cortisol levels are maintained because we know how much of an effect that has on our adrenal glands and how much of an effect it has on our reproductive system. And right, so it literally causes a physiological change in your body when you're able to be in a sensual state. And outside of that, then because if we bring movement into the sensual experience, the minute you have at least 20 minutes of movement in your body, you're already producing endorphins. So you will start feeling that sense of, euphoria in your body. Those happy hormones and chemicals start moving and flowing into your bloodstream, and it's healing. It's healing. You're creating more circulation, especially if we're focusing on movement in the pelvic region. You're creating more blood flow into that area. You're doing a contraction and expansion of the muscles in that area. And it
Right.
brings sensuality from this very eerie or intangible experience to something that is body based. And in that way, when we bring sensuality into our dance, I always tell people, like, sensuality is a bridge between your sexuality and your spirituality. It's what brings your divine experience
Love
into your
that.
body. And if we look at it that way, it is one of the purest experience that you can have, to feel your cells, your body feeling so alive and not wanting to direct that anywhere. So when we bring that into our dance experience, we're just being fully present with the aliveness and the sensations that our bodies can experience. And that's it. That's it. So I see the value in it. I see the power in it. And of course, that in itself is you channeling all the divine feminine energy, and just the way society is these days, we need our menstruators to embody more of that. And I'm going to always advocate for more and more of our sisters or our menstruators to bring that into their daily practices. Hmm.
I love that. I love that. I love that you distinguish the difference between sensuality and sexuality. Zodiac signs, my sun sign is a Scorpio, and people are like, oh my God, you're so sexual. You're so sexual. And I'm like, we're really more sensual is a difference between the two. And how you even mentioned like having the tea, that's a sensual movement. One of my favorite sensual things to do is to take a soak. I probably take about 4 or 5 soaks a week. Take a soak, put my little bath potion, get my candles, get my crystals, and just have like a whole vibe with myself. Just me, myself, and I. I might journal, I might read, but sometimes I might just lay there and just get like reground myself, if that makes sense. Get recentered, make sure that I'm rejuvenating myself, calibrating. So besides dance, this is a sidebar question. What is your favorite sensual activity to do besides dancing?
Well, I want before I answer that question, can I just say I know why we can connect very well because in my chart I got a whole lot of Scorpio too. I'm a Capricorn, but there's a whole lot of Scorpio in me, and I love that you said you take soaks because I'm the person that takes like long baths, long showers. Like I love being in water, and like my nightly routine is so crucial to my health and well-being. But I will say that outside of dancing, my favorite sensual thing to do is breath work and a very subtle form of breath work.
That's great.
Yeah, I often tell the ladies that I connect with that some of my most profound sensual experiences have been sitting in lotus pose and breathing to the point where my exhales are very, very slow. And I can feel, the subtleness of my aura or the different parts of my energy system in my body, where you can be really, really connected to that because you're being so still. And I love that. And I love that that I can appreciate the sensual experience in the stillness and also in the movement. So yeah, but that's definitely by far my favorite one.
Yes, I love breath work. Breath work is so important. And like you said, you don't have to do it for 30 minutes, an hour, 5 minutes.
Yep.
You have so many hours in the day that it just takes a few moments. And I love that you have all that Scorpio in your chart. I have Capricorn in my chart as well. But yeah, girl, water, like I have to go to the ocean every quarter and go swim.
Yes.
Like that's a whole other story. We're gonna do another podcast on that. I love it. I love it. Now, before we go to a quick break, I do want to ask one more question. So, may you elaborate more about your remember, reclaim, realign, and recognize with your inherent power approach? I noticed that you do that at your organization. And if you could just let our listeners know what is that and how can they be empowered by it?
Yes, sure. So that the phrase that we have, and it's on our website if you want to visit our website. I came up with that phrase, and it was like a little pocket of wisdom that just came through for them to place that there. And the reason why we have that on there is because everything that is shared or taught is nothing that is outside of us. It's a remembrance. And I love
Yes.
sharing from a place of reminding you of something that is within you. All we're doing is helping you to reactivate. It was never lost and it doesn't need to be found. It just needs to be reawakened. And that's where it comes from. That's where all of this stems from. And I love that because we're all still remembering and reawakening at different stages. Even, myself as a mentor, I'm still learning and I'll always be a student and I'll always be remembering parts of myself that have been dormant. So that's the approach, taking it from a space where no one is above anyone in this space and we're all learning.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That is beautiful. I love how you talked about it's within. If anybody has read the book The Alchemist, he talks about that. And I think a lot of us don't realize that we already have that power. Like, you need to realize, like, you already the shit. Like, you already have everything to have, but you probably have so many distractions or invaluable factors or things that's taking you away, whether that's diet, whether that's people, places, things, whether that's your phone time, your screen time, unhealed family, toxicity. You just have to recognize what's invaluable to you, remove those things, and then the enlightening is just phenomenal. So I love that you said that. We're going to take a quick break, guys. Enjoy this commercial, and we'll be back in just a jiffy. Now, navigating to our resource center, we want to give you guys access to all these complimentary resources that we have available for you. We have our blog, book suggestions, our menstrual blood chart, exercise moves to kick cramps ass. We have recipes. We have reports. We have research studies that helps to prove how holistic approaches assist with achieving womb wellness. We have wellness tips, wellness referrals, so business organizations and individuals that we would like to refer to you that are our strategic partners, womb terminology. Maybe there's some options that you're not aware of. This can help you out. And lastly, yoga moves to help you kick cramps ass. Feel free to take advantage of this complimentary resource. All right, guys, now back to the show. All right, guys, I hope that you enjoyed that commercial. Let's go ahead and get back into this episode. So, Vianey, how essential is it to move your body on a daily basis? I know we briefly touched on that just a moment ago, but I definitely want to go into how essential it is, because I know for myself, every morning, I don't care. I'm a Texas girl. My grandmothers are from Louisiana. Like, I twerk every morning in the mirror to myself while I'm saying my affirmations. I don't care. I will hit the Selena washing machine real quick in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of the day. I dance while I cook. Like, if I'm joking around with my spouse, I'm always dancing and moving. And I just feel like it brings me natural joy to do so. So I definitely want you just to elaborate more on the importance of moving daily, and then tell us about some of your daily movements that you do.
Well, you already named a few of them already. But movement is so essential to how our bodies function. I don't necessarily think that we are wired or designed to be stilled for long periods of time. We're designed to move, and our bodies function at its optimal when we're incorporating different styles of movement into our daily life. So I love that you share that you have a variety, because it's the same for me. And that's what I definitely recommend, especially for us as menstruators. You want to make sure that you have a variety of movements in your toolbox, so that you can flow through the different phases as it deems fit for you. So even if it's just, like you said, it can be sporadic movement, or you can time yourself. It can be one consistent, like an hour movement, or 30 minutes or 20 minutes. Or it can be, let's say, dancing to one song every hour of your day, or dancing to a song maybe 3 times for the day. That just stimulates your body a little bit more, and it helps you to clear and move through any emotions that you're processing, because it's a somatic experience. So for us, it's really helpful because, as we know, them hormones be doing their things to our emotional to our emotional bodies too. So bringing that movement into your daily life is healthy. It's healthy for you. It's healthy for your reproductive organs. It's healthy for your mental clarity, and just to have more of a awareness of how you're moving and how you're feeling and processing through your day, given all the things that life brings forth. Depending on the movement that you prefer, it can definitely be something that helps you with stress management if you're in high stress environments, or if you just have a high stress experience that life has thrown your way. So once you have establish movement as a daily habit, it'll come effortless. But that's the first part, just getting into understanding why it's important and how it can help you with your other facets of life. So, yeah, highly recommend move. If it's walking, if it's dancing, if it's stepping in place, if you're twerking in the shower, that's still movement. Um, and even more subtle forms of movement, maybe it's your yoga practice, maybe it's the movement that your body needs is more stretching than contracting your muscles constantly. So you find what works for you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I try to beat into my clients' heads the importance of movement. Most people think when you say physical activity, movement, it has to be strenuous. You're running miles, you're lifting weights. No, it doesn't have to be that. Like you said, a yoga practice. And if you're not into yoga, Pilates, something like that, hop on YouTube, look at a video that's 10, 15 minutes long. Start off with 5 minutes and work your way up to maybe 30 minutes and 45 minutes. There's so many other ways, like you said, that you can move and stretch your body. I even like in the mornings, I twerk with my dog. Like as soon as we let her out, like she already knows, like mommy is ready to dance. Like she's going to be dancing with me. Like I have videos on my personal Instagram where she's danced with me before. So I think it's just really important to incorporate movement. Now, you are a certified exercise physiologist. What is your daily routine to prepare yourself for the day? Earlier, we talked briefly about like a night routine and things that both you and I have done in the evening, but how do you start your day?
Yeah, so I will say that I absolutely love variety in my routine. So it just depends on any given day. But for the most part, what I will do is start off with definitely at most 15 to 20 minutes of breath work and connecting to my womb space. That's important for me because it dictates how the rest of my day will flow. And got to make sure that I listen to her. And then from there, if I either go to the gym in the morning or I'm doing a dance practice in the morning, I'll probably start off with just some small mobility exercises to bring some more fluidity into my joints. And then from there, I just select what I'm going to do for the day or based on where I'm at in my cycle. I just try to keep it like pretty basic because I do have really busy days.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. I try to encourage my clients, the listeners, my subscribers, that you have to take some time when you first get up at the start of the day. I've mentioned to you guys before, I know morning is the word that you guys are accustomed to. I really don't like the word morning because of what it really represents. But I say the start of your day when you get up, like don't just instantly get up and get on social media. You need to take some time to get grounded, love on yourself. First of all, saying gratitude for waking up another day. You know, do some breath work, do some meditation, do some journaling, put some, do an internal shower, drink some room temperature water to flush out the toxins in your body. Start making your own regimen, ritual, routine, whatever you want to call it. They're all the same thing, but something that's pouring into you and investing in your optimal wellness, something that you could do that, tackles your mental, your emotional, your physical, and spiritual health. Then open yourself to the world. Then be like, okay, let me go look at my to-dos, what I have to do on my calendar. How many people am I meeting with today? Do I have meetings? Do I have just, content to do? Then you go on with your day, but you should definitely take some time to yourself, even if it's just 30 minutes or an hour. And you might say, I don't have that in the morning, but you're getting up and you're scrolling, right? You're getting up and you're watching TV or something. You're getting up and you're doing something else that's entertainment. Why don't you exchange that entertainment time for investment in your health? All right. So, Vianey, how do you prepare for your cycle each month? What's your regimen? I know that everybody has their own thing that they do. But is there one thing that I enjoyed when I was speaking to you while we were getting this podcast scheduled? You were like, hey, I'm in this phase. And I'm like, girl, I'm in that phase too. Like I literally plan my work around. Am I in my follicular stage? Do I feel like I'm glowing? Time to get on camera? Because during that menstruation, I'm focusing on healing, allowing my body to recuperate, incorporating my movements and my personal things that I need to tend to myself before I can give myself to anybody else. So please let us know, what do you do to prepare for your menstrual cycle?
Oh, yes. So I will say, in responding to your message or email that way is a form of advocacy for yourself, right? So just a little note there. If you haven't been doing that, and speaking to the
Yes.
listeners, if you haven't been doing that, highly recommend just start sharing where you are so that people can understand how important that is for you. But as for myself,
Mhm.
so I have different little things that I do. So one of the things is I do drink teas, like herbal teas, on a regular basis. So I try to feel into, okay, what teas am I drawn to at the different phases of my cycle? So, for example, in this cycle that I'm going through, I've been exploring drinking Damiana tea during my follicular and ovulation phase, and it's been a beautiful experience, allowing that herb to support me in that phase. And then when I shift into luteal and a little bit in just at the beginning of my menstruation phase, I'm gonna incorporate more warming herbs into my tea blends. So bringing in red raspberry leaf. What is another good one? Ginger, mugwort, motherwort. Some of the more bitter herbs that help to activate the liver. Just really good to help with the cleansing of the liver. And I do a lot more stress management, or to be more mindful of that, just after my period has ended and right before ovulation. So that window of time, because as we know, the PMS symptoms that you experience, it starts in your luteal phase, but it's a precursor of how you've treated yourself the weeks
Right.
before that, or at least a month or two before that. So I just make sure, like, okay, I'm doing little things, like if I'm feeling a little bit more anxious on any given day, I'm gonna take some time to regulate myself, to not let it prolong throughout the day, so that I can just make sure that I'm being conscious of where my mindset is leading me. Another thing that I do every week, except for my bleeding days, is a yoni steam. Um, I've been using some herbs directly from Belize. I have a local midwife in Belize that is also
Yes.
a grassroots herbalist, and she creates certain blends for me. So it helps me to feel really connected to the land, that I miss so dearly. I really miss the land, Belize. And I do that every single week. And it's also a meditative experience for me to do my yoni steams, and it helps me to just, create more of that blood flow and clearing out the womb area energetically for me. And what's another thing that I do? Oh, have to, got to, must, starting off my day with a high protein breakfast. Because I've had PCOS in the past, it definitely helps me so much to at least have more of a protein source to start my day. Try to reduce my caffeine intake as much. I don't drink coffee, but I do love cacao and matcha. So I just try to make sure that, okay, if I'm gonna, yeah, the matcha girls. So if I do that, I would
Yes. And
probably,
even that cacao, like a cacao ceremony.
yeah, well, I have a different like form of cacao ceremony, especially for my menstruation phase, because that's my periods are so sacred to me. Oh, I do all my rituals become even more like expansive during that time. But I really just try to do everything that I can to support the 3 weeks prior to, because for me, I start slowing down that last week right before I start bleeding. I find that it's during my late luteal phase for me is when my body really feels like it's getting more introverted. So I just try to make sure that even my work schedule is, revolving around that. So I try not to schedule anything during that time and at least taking the first 3 days of my bleeding phase to just rest, not do anything. Like that's my mini vacation every month. So, yeah, in a nutshell, those are some of the main things that I do to help support my system.
I love everything that you said. Listeners, if you've been listening since season one, everything she said is listed in our book as part of our formula. Everything that she talked about. You guys have heard us beat it into your ears, and we're just wanting to bring you again at another form of advocacy, just letting you know that it's just not me, it's just not her. We have several thousands, hundreds, millions people in the world that are actually taking holistic approaches to have a better menstruation journey. We mentioned cacao ceremony. I had the opportunity to do a traditional Mayan one back in November, and it was so cool. Like all the chanting, they brought us like the flowers. Like I was ready to dance and move afterwards. I remember one of the women were from Mexico, the other one was from Paraguay, and the other one was from Belize. So it was really, really cool to engage in that Latina culture and just like take that in, because I'll have like cacao. I drink it after I work out. I'm plant-based, but before I went plant-based, it was always a talk of, oh, drink chocolate milk after you work out. It restores your muscles. So I do that with cacao after I do like Pilates or yoga, and it does wonders. And then it's just a good, sweet, chocolatey treat to have when you have those cravings. So, and next thing I would like to ask you is, we've had an amazing conversation. You've given us so much knowledge and education on what you do, what your organization represents, and how we can better have better body literacy and positive lifestyle habits. Are there any last remarks or comments that you would like to share before we close out for the day?
Yes, I would definitely love to share that if you're someone listening to this episode and you have a desire to shift your lifestyle in a way that really supports your cycles and your cyclical nature as a menstruator, please feel free to connect with me. I would love to introduce you to the space that I hold. We do different areas of wellness in Embodied Cyclical. So, yeah, we have our dance membership. I also do a monthly live sister circle where we just have a ceremony basically, and we sit and we talk online and we share different experiences, and it's really healing for women who have yet to find their voices and to speak their truths, to open up in a safe container. So just check out our page, visit our website. If there's anything that sparks your interest, I would love, love, love to be in service. And I do want to say, Brittany, that I have an upcoming free webinar in lieu of Menstrual Awareness Month. So I'll be sharing more of that in my newsletter and on the social media platforms that we have. So thank you for having me. I hope that in everything that I've shared, it's inspired you a little bit to tap into your sensuality, to really honor the fact that you're a cyclical being, or if you have a cyclical person in your life, to know that we're just ready. People like me and the people like Brittany, we're ready to celebrate you. We're ready to honor the fact that you're so extremely powerful, and
Yeah.
we just want to inspire you to create those changes from within, because as I've shared all the time, the true lasting change that we can have in our societies that so many people are longing for starts within ourselves, starts within all the changes that you make in your daily life. The little changes from sitting on the couch for 3 hours to dancing or journaling or doing stuff like that, to improve your lifestyle, to optimize your health is what's really going to sustain that change. So I'm just encouraging everyone out there to do the work.
Love, love, love that. That was beautifully said. And you said only a little knowledge, girl. It's not just no poco. It's grandissimo. You gave a lot of good knowledge that's going to be so essential for our people. I'm so excited what you were able to bring to the table. If you don't mind, I am going to put the information for your organization, your Instagram, how to connect with you in the description of this episode. But do you mind giving them your Instagram information and your website information before we continue?
Yeah, sure. So you can find us on Instagram and TikTok at Embodied Cyclical Wellness. And you can visit the website at www.embodiedcycle.com. And if you want, you can visit the website and subscribe to our newsletter, because that's where we share a lot of the upcoming events. You get some discounts or special offers when you join our newsletter. So we would love to have you visit our website to learn more. So yeah, thank you for sharing and asking me to do that.
Absolutely. We're always going to want you to plug yourself, honey. Yes. So you heard that, guys. We definitely want you to go subscribe to their website to keep up with the latest news and events and resources that they have going on. We also wanted to re-highlight that May is menstruation month. May 28th is Menstrual Hygiene Day. You guys, we've talked about it since last year. You saw in last week's episode, we had the face of menstrualhygieneday.org. So I definitely want just to encourage you guys to keep up with all these amazing menstruation organizations that we are partnering with and we are highlighting, so that you can be a part of all of our movements, as we are here to help you. All right, guys. Now we're going to be doing giveaways all month long, so you got to keep up with us to know what's going on. Each week we will be giving away a product from the KCH store. And then on Menstrual Hygiene Day, we're going to do a grand prize giveaway. So just definitely keep up with what we have going on. And listener mail, we're still accepting it. So feel free to comment to this episode. If you would like a more personalized experience, you can contact us at contact@kickcrampsass.org, and that will be listed in the description of this episode. Just to recap, guys, we talked about in episode 9 of season 2, Embodying Your Menstrual Cycle, we had Vianey Blades with the Embodied Cyclical Wellness. All right, guys. Now, be sure to like the podcast, share it with somebody that you feel like can resonate. All right, guys, subscribe to both of our websites, and definitely to keep up with the latest news, events, and resources. Be sure to also subscribe to our YouTube channel, because we have additional content like our exercise moves, our yoga moves, recipes, things of that sort. And of course, our resource center, where we have an abundance of complimentary resources just for you. Recipes, wellness referrals, real research about how holistic health improves your menstrual cycle and uterine ailments, plus more. If there's not anything else, guys, we want to send gratitude to all of you for tuning in on this good old Menstruation Monday. And if there's not anything else, we want to send and manifest a positive, productive, and peaceful menstrual journey ahead, week, month, and we hope that you enjoy the rest of your day. Peace.